Hello and welcome back to homeschoolcurriculumcenter.com. We are your source for curriculum reviews and resources. We give you information on everything homeschool, including top curriculum choices, free curriculum options, best online curriculum, and resources for every subject. So, welcome back. Thank you for joining us on today. We are back with another great homeschooling resource. Today's resource is a free resource and it is in the subject of reading. Go ahead and hit subscribe so you can be notified when we upload videos on the latest homeschooling resources. Today's resource is from Community Reading Project. They believe that every student can be a strong reader. So this program was designed with middle school students in mind, for middle school students who are not reading on grade level or who have severe reading disabilities. So this project was to help students begin reading on grade level who are behind in reading. So we focus on older students with severe deficits, typically reading at grade 2 or second grade or less. So they believe there's nothing wrong with the students. They quickly catch up with their peers if they're given the right help and instruction. So they have all of their programs and tools available for free on their website. So you may access them there. Let's do a quick tour of their tools. So when you go to their website, you will click on Tools for Struggling Readers. That will bring you to a list of available tools on their website. They do have an assessment here you can give your child to see actually what grade level they're reading on. But they do say if you already know your child is behind in reading, there is no need for the assessment. Just begin with their blending program, and the blending program is right underneath the assessment. If you want to do the assessment, that's totally fine. It will test your child on these skills here. So phonological awareness, blending and segmenting, phonics, sight words, Latin and Greek groups and affixes, and comprehension. So you may do the assessment if you just kind of want to know what level your child is currently functioning and reading on. But if not, go directly to their blending program. They begin that students should start here if they do not know how to blend. So they have drills. These drills are designed for older students, but can be helpful for younger students as well, who are also emerging readers. So blending and segmenting skills are the basis of phonological processing. And the lack of these skills is the basic characteristic of dyslexia. So you definitely want to focus here on their blending program. They have a link here where you can click to review what the blending program is, what it teaches, how it works, what it looks like, where it came from. So blending teaches students how to combine like 3-letter words or 5-letter words with short vowels and so on and so forth. So it really helps students to quickly zip through those words without sounding out each individual thing. They put them all together to blend. So you can try out this program. They do recommend if you're not sure if it's right to start here at this level, you try for 2 or 3 days, about 20 minutes per day. If your child is able to blend fluently, then he will rip through these lessons very easily. But if your child struggles, then you need to persevere and keep going through these lessons. And it says by the time you finish the second group, the consonant clusters and digraphs for the 5 short vowels, typically in 2 to 3 weeks, your child's reading skills will be visibly improved. So they do have a quick video here, about 9 minutes, tells you everything you need to know about blending and helping your child with that. And they do recommend that you practice every day. So the key to success with blending is intensity. That's true for all the drills on this site. So particularly this one. So you should only use these drills for 15 or 20 minutes per day, but you need to do it every day or your child will not master those skills. So if your child has no difficulty with blending or segmenting, so breaking the words into syllables, then you should be able to complete the entire set of drills in 2 to 3 20-minute sessions. All right. So that is the blending. After blending, you can go on to their phonics level here for more instruction in phonics. So they have a synthetic phonics program here. It is called the Stairway to Reading. It's a comprehensive paper-based synthetic phonics reading program designed to help students learn to read. It is intended for grades K to 2, but can be used for preschoolers with minor adaptations noted. If your child is in grade 3 or older and struggling with basic reading, then you should start with the blending program, okay? So how well can your child read? You can definitely do that assessment that's available on their website to kind of see where your child is reading. If not, you can head on to this program called Stairway to Reading. So they have the introduction here, which includes a diagnostic test. Once again, there are lessons, flashcards, reading material, also some optional things here, some games here, and then other materials. So you can check into this program as well on their site called the Stairway to Reading. This is a phonics-based program, paper-based program. So they also have spelling help here as well as writing, grammar, fluency, how fast is your child reading, and also comprehension. So let's take a peek here at some of those components here really quickly here. So you will have to create an account to access all those programs that are listed on the page there for the tools. So for all of these tools, you will create an account. It is free to create the account for your child. Once the account is created, you will go to the all of the materials for actually teaching these particular skills. So as you can see here, there is blending, decodables, spelling, fluency, comprehension, and assessment. So there are materials and tools for each one. So you will click on the arrow, begin with blending there. They have directions, instructions for each tab of what do you do for each tab in the program. And then once you've read through the directions, then you go to navigation in order to begin instructions with your child. So here are all the instructions for blending. Here are all the activities, all the lessons. They have instructions here of what you should do, and then you begin teaching the lesson. So here is fat, cat, sat. So the AT blends there. You would go to that first lesson there and begin teaching your child with these lesson helps. So how to pronounce it, then their words for that particular blend. They gave some scramble there of just words so that your child can practice. Here's a word spinner to kind of mix up the words and make new words. And then there's a test to see if your child has learned the skill. Okay, so lots of great materials. So that was blending. There are also decodable readers on the site as well. So you can see here. Now, this is after your child has fully completed the entire blending portion of the program. They can go on to the this decodable section. So they'll now be able to read decodable text like these, and then you move on and so on and so forth. So lots of information there, or lots of text available for decodables as well. So let's see here. So yep, there are the decodables there. Go to navigation to get a list of all the decodables. There's a list there, and then decodable stories. So there's simple decodables and then decodable stories. So they're all listed there for your child to practice. And then you can also do where you go to after the decodables, you work on spelling as well as fluency. So remember the same layout to give you instructions of how to work through the program here. And then once you complete the instructions and getting familiar with that, then you go to navigation to see all the different activities they have for each of these. This is the spelling component. So lots of material here available totally for free with this program. So definitely want to work through all the different components here to be sure that your child is learning the different components of reading. So reading is very multifaceted. So there is the phonics portion, phonological awareness, and then phonics, and then fluency and vocabulary and comprehension. So all those skills are listed here in their program here. They have activities for all of these. They have instructions of how to work the program. So you have your uncommon words, your playlist, set your timer, and then the browser. So once you go through the instructions, remember to always go up here to either next or the navigation tool, and then it'll take you to the first lesson here. So here's the simple text. It highlights the uncommon words for you. It also gives other words that are found in that text so that your child can practice. Then the words with word art to look at those particular skills there, so vowels. And then the child will read the text after you practice a few times, going over the words. The child will read the text and you will time them. This is for fluency. All right, so you want to be sure that your child is reading with great fluency because you don't want them to do what's like calling words. So you want to be sure they're reading fluently. That's at like a talking pace or conversational pace. So once they can read fluently, then you want to go to comprehension. So do they understand what they are reading? So once again, there are clear directions of how to work the program here. So very clear directions and instructions clearly laid out. Once you read through all the instructions, you can go to next or either navigation, and it brings up the first text for you. Here is more instructions here of how to work, how to go about this with your student, with your child. Then you go on to the first passage here, and then more instructions of what to do with this passage to be sure that your child is able to comprehend. All right. So great program here. Remember, this is called Community Reading Project. Lots of tools available on their website, so definitely check it out. They are all for free. Remember, this program was designed for middle school students with dyslexia or other reading challenges, but it can be used with any child learning how to read. So from kindergarten, preschool, all the way up to middle school, help any child that is struggling with reading to learn those reading skills. Now, if you are in need of other reading strategies or programs, if you check out our playlist here in our channel, we have lots of reading curriculum videos that will explain different reading curriculum options and programs. If you check out those videos on our reading playlist here on YouTube, there's also a guide available at Homeschool Reading Resources. So there are lots of reading resources on this website as well. There is a guide here for 50 ways to teach your child how to read. So definitely go over and grab this guide from Homeschool Reading Resources. It gives a proven list of 50 ways of helping your child to learn how to read. That is one of the most important skills you can teach your child. If they are reading, they can learn anything else. So remember to share this video with other homeschooling families so they have this information also. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified when we upload videos on the latest homeschooling resources. Remember to check out the description box. There are so many helpful links in there. And remember, happy homeschooling.